We are going to first pray and then get some work, but good godly work in because that's what we're here for, right? Okay. Dear God, thank you so much for all the people that came tonight. I just pray over them. I pray over their businesses, God. I pray that you just put names onto their hearts and their minds right now that need this business, God. God, I feel like sometimes we shy away from it, but I just pray that they have more confidence that they've ever had on this call and they reach out and they do some scary things that they've been holding out on. And we just pray that you just reveal those names to them for the ones that need this income, God. Not only just the products are so impactful, they're beautiful, and we are so grateful for the stories that we already have and that we can also pass down to others that are needing these as well. So we just pray for the people that need the business to be put on our hearts, but we also pray for the people that need these products to be put on our hearts during this call, because this is the call and the time that we're setting aside to do your work. Your work is beautiful, and what you put in our hands and on our hearts and what we apply is impactful. And so we thank you for this and we thank you for this time in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Oh, there's a lot of people in the waiting room. Hang tight. One, two, three, four. Okay. So glad that you guys are on. Again, I would love to see your faces as long as you're not naked, like I said in the beginning. So please share your faces if you can. Today, I want you to envision, I want to see kind of who is all on the call. Like who has been here for a few years, who has been here for a few months, kind of in the chat. Tell me how long you've been doing Plexus, because this will kind of gauge where a lot of what we're going to do is going to go, because I'm going to have something for every single person here. So if you're like, I started yesterday, great. Don't worry. I'm going to have stuff for you too. If you're like, I've been here 8 years, great. I've got stuff for you too. So it's going to be a great call, but I kind of want to gauge where everybody is at. If everybody can kind of put that in the chat, that would be huge. Okay, we got years. Okay, I'm liking this so far. Working 2 years on. Okay. But seriously, since January, yes, girl. 2 years, 8 years, 9 years, 6 weeks. Okay, Anna, you win right now. All right, who else? I like Anna. Let's see. Remind me or remind people to mute. Yes, please. If you're on and I don't get to you fast enough, please mute. Thank you, Michelle. Um, I don't know how to do the setting to like mute people as people come on yet. I just learned how to do the waiting room just recently. So there's that revelation. Anybody can do this. Okay. So again, I would love to see your faces because it's really hard to talk to people like this when I can't see your face and I'm like, who am I talking to? So if you can totally see your do that, I would love to see you. Okay. 3 years. All right. So the soonest we have, and if you're just popping on, I'm just kind of curious to see who we have on this call. Did you just start yesterday? Have you been in here for years? So what I want you to do, it looks like a majority of us are years. So I'm going to talk to you first. I want you to envision 2020. I want you to envision November. I want you to envision March. Those were very impactful months that happened at a drop of a switch, right? Things can change overnight. And so I want you, if you have not, and this is what I said at the beginning, if you have not logged on and see where your points are, and if you aren't tracking, when I say tracking, this is where you're going in daily. You're writing down today is April 23rd and I'm at XY points and we have added XY people. It is very key. Let me get mute. It's very key to really track those daily because then you can look every single month kind of how you're going. Again, things can change at the drop of a dime. But like sometimes if I'm like, okay, this was a sweet tea month. This is why this month rocked it out, right? And then I'm like, this is a normal month. Then I can kind of gauge where I'm at. So what I want you to do, if you've been in here for years, even months, I'm seeing 7 months. I want you to kind of see where you're at in your points right now. So go ahead and get your back office, and I want you to kind of dig into that and see where you're at today. And then if you can mute everybody as you're coming on, that would be great because I might not be able to get to you fast enough. The next thing, if you've been in here for 6 weeks, like sweet Anna, and sweet, let's see, 7 months, Stephanie. Okay. 9 months, somebody is iPhone 9 months. I love it. Here's the thing. The beautiful thing about this job is you have an option. Is it a career that you're wanting to make a life career and do incredible things? Is it a hobby? Is this something that you want to
Is
just
it fine? Do you want to grab me enough like this?
is this something you're wanting to just do on the side? Again, whatever your choice is, that's totally fine, but it depends on the time and the effort you put into this. Because what we call this week, and everybody knows it other than the people brand new, is Magic Week. This is truly, we're leading up to that magical time where things can change, but it's up to you. Is Hannah on this call yet or no? No. Okay, Julia, can you pop up what Hannah put in our chat the other day that she wrote on her mirror, or she's going to write on her mirror? Because that was like eye-opening to me, and I feel like it's a truth bomb if we really take it to heart. Um, okay, that's a great. Julia said, do the new people even know how to look into your back office? So, newer people, do you even know when you're logging in what to kind of look at, things like that? And if you don't, it's okay. I definitely will work on that in a little bit, but it looks like I'm seeing thumbs. If you don't, it's okay. Don't worry. We're going to keep moving forward. There's a lot of people popping on. I'm loving this. Okay. So figure out where you're at, but we're going to keep moving on. Hold that number where you're at right now, but I really want you to envision where and what happened to you in March, what happened to you in 2020, what happened to you in November. Those huge magical months can be this month. It's up to you. And so wherever I feel like you're wanting to be by the 30th of this month, you're going to take that number, like let's say you're at 50 points and you want to be gold. You're like, but I've been trying to be gold for 5 years or whatever. I don't care. Take that number. And if you're at 50 and you want to be at 100, you're okay. Okay, my average points are about 5 points. If you're at 50, they should be about 5 points. You're going to divide that, figure that out. A lot of you are probably like, girl, I know all of this. Fine, totally awesome. But I want you to figure out you should know this on the daily. And if I'm touching your toes, I'm touching your toes. Because here's the thing, do you really want this? Do you really want to hit those goals on the 30th? Because if you do, you should know these things almost on the daily. Every single day, I'm logging in, I'm tracking my points and figuring out where I need to be by the 30th or the 31st. And so, kind of figure out what that number looks like. These are people to bless. This isn't like, I need 45 orders. These are like, I get to bless 45 people. But then you break that down. The beautiful thing about breaking it down for somebody brand new, or even you guys for 8 years, if Carissa is on here and I'm like, okay, Carissa just got started. Carissa, do you know 3 people? And I'm going to be looking at all the people that I can help. Find those 3 people. Bless those 3 people. Okay, she's got 3. I know I need 45. I've got 3 with Carissa. I've got 3 with Angie. I've got 3 with Anna. I've got 3 because you're not carrying the weight of 45, right? So what I have done is the beautiful thing that I did when I first got started, like you guys, is I have a big board. You buy it at like Lowe's or Home Depot. It costs nothing. You put it up there and you're going to write down those people that you're like, okay, I think I can get Jenna 1. I think I can get Angela 1. Even if you're just doing 1, it's good to have a visual. And so later, I'm going to really have you dive into your back office and do that and go through all of your level 1s or your adopted level 1s or 2s and be like, who can I help add 1? Every single person on this call should have had somebody that got a free reset code last month, right? Raise your hand if you at least added 1 person last month. Because if you added 1 person, that 1 person gets to bless somebody. Oh, hang on. Okay, maybe that 1 person gets to bless somebody with their free reset. Hopefully you're having those conversations. I know before this call, I was still messaging people because I got a report from my my coach. So your person can, if you don't know, if you have a bigger team and you're like, I don't know who all has resets, right? Then you can figure that out. Ask Carissa, Megan, or myself, whoever. We can be like, here's all your people, here's all the codes, because no code left behind, right? We don't want any code to go to waste. Okay. Oh, I'm loving that people already put this. Okay, so let me tell you what Hannah put. Hannah's a beautiful level 1 of mine. She put this in the chat and she saw it or got it from somewhere, but she said, if you're going to hide from the work, you might as well hide from the money too. And I thought, ouch. Like here we are, we all can hide from the work, right? Oh my gosh, I have so much I've got to do. I've got all these things. And things can overpile because we want to hide from the work because the work can get hard. It's not hard, it just sometimes is it takes time, right? And then sometimes you don't even know where to put the time because you're like, well, where should I start first? That's why you're on this call. So I want to know really quickly in the chat.
I'm on a call. I'm on a call.
Okay. If everybody can mute, that would be awesome because I don't know how to mute everybody at the beginning. And if I can see your face, even better because just make sure you're dressed and not naked like I said in the beginning. And that would be great. Because again, it's hard to talk to people when I can't see you and like hold your face and be like, okay, Brooke, you've got this, girl. We have until the end of the month and you want to go XYZ, it's happening, right? Or like, all right, Wilma, I see you driving. Don't hit a car. Okay. Like, we got you. You know what I mean? Like, this is beautiful when we see each other's faces. And so, the first thing I want to ask is who has posted today? Put in the comment or raise your hand, chat, whatever. Who has posted today? If you haven't, that's your first thing. I don't care if you're brand new and you're like, I haven't posted in 4 weeks. It's time to post, okay? Everybody should have posted today. I did a reel and stories today. Okay, good. It's looking like most people have. If you haven't, that's your first to do. Now, if you have posted, what I want you to do is one of my favorite things that I learned from Bob Heilig. I love his training right now. You're going to go to those people that have already liked or commented on your last 4 to 5 posts, and we're going to reach out to them. And I'm going to give you some wording and some verbiage because here's the beautiful thing. Those people already are what we call your hot leads. These are people already engaging in your stuff. These are already people going, hi, Michelle, I like you. Okay, hey. But then you're not talking to them. And like they're already liking and commenting on your stuff. But yet we might be too afraid to be like, hey, girl. I'm a hey, girl person. But anyway, you can do whatever you want to. But you're going to reach out to them because these are people already wanting they're already like, hey, Cassie, like I have my door open. I'm trying to say hello, but you haven't reached out to me yet. So you're going to go to the last 4 to 5. You can go even back farther, but start writing down some of these people's names. And honestly, if you can, write down what post they might have commented or liked on. So if they're like, I just posted about me and my husband, all the traveling that we've been doing, I've already glanced and I'm like, wow, these are a lot of plexus people. Love you guys. Like 2 people that were like non-plexus. I'm like, okay. All right. This person trips and her name is Susie. Okay. And then I'm going to go, I'm like, okay, I posted education about ProBio 5. ProBio 5, Debbie, and whatever. And so then when you're going to go to them and talk to them here in a minute, you're like, thank you so much for commenting on my post, Debbie. It really means the world and that people are actually enjoying the content that I'm sharing. I was curious, was there anything that stood out to you that maybe I could help with or that you might be open to hearing more about? We're just going to start conversation with them that is targeting the comments or the things they're liking. If it's multiple things and you're like, wow, this girl's liked all my stuff recently and I totally haven't seen that, it's okay. This is why it's good to go start doing these things on the daily. So every single day, when I say track your numbers, you should be tracking this as well every single day, which is why it's awesome to comment and check your comments and check your likes because these are people already wanting your information. And so everybody, we're going to be doing this for about 5 minutes. We're going to be looking to see who is already engaging that isn't in plexus and shout, like love on them here in a minute. I'm giving some examples in the chat of what you could say to them. But again, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's just like, hey, Carissa, thank you so much for loving on my post or liking my post. I was out of curiosity. Is there something that sparked your interest on that or that you would love to hear more about? That's pretty much it. You could reference the post if you want to, but that's kind of how I start the conversation. So everybody take a few minutes and keep looking at those posts if you're not driving. And if you are, then you just hang out and mentally remember this so you can do it later. Even if you're brand new, this is still incredible for you to do. Okay, there's some people that just popped on. So, when what we're doing right now is we're looking at our posts. If you have posted today, awesome. If you haven't, that's the first task. And the second task would be you're going to be looking at your posts, the last five, four, maybe six or so, and kind of start writing down people that are not in Plexus. And you're going to start realizing these are people that are already liking, they're already engaged into your stuff. This is an open conversation. They're really truly being like, "Hey, I like your stuff. I'm trying to tell you. I'm liking, I'm commenting, I'm doing all this." This is great time to have those conversations and really start moving that needle even faster than you thought, because this is something called your hot leads. So we're going to do like one more minute on this and then we're going to move forward. And if you've already been done and you need another task, your next thing is start looking in your stories. This is a great indicator of who starts watching your stories all the time. I do the same thing. I just don't creep up on them and say, "Oh, Tara, I've been seeing you watching my stories over there." Like, no. I usually, I'm like, "Hey, Tara, you came to my mind. How have you been? How are things going?" I'm just going to start a conversation. I'm not going to let them know that I know that they're watching my stuff, because in stories, I feel like people silently try to watch and they don't want to engage yet, but they're watching. And so that's where I just start the conversation. I don't actually like let them know that I'm like a stalker and watching them too. So don't do that. Okay, so that's the second task, and I'll put in the chat if you really need wording for what to say to the people that have commented or liked your post. Now, if people are still popping on, I think we had some last minute people. Start looking in your stories now and start seeing who is following your stories and write those people down and start those conversations with them too. But that one's going to look different. So I'll give you an example in the chat because you don't want them knowing you're creeping on them too. So let me type that up. I just realized some of you newer people that are on here might not even know where to look in stories. I know you know how to look for comments and likes and things like that, but I'm going to show you where to view your people in stories. If you nobody knows this, I went live and actually had great people commenting on this. I was just showing what I was taking at bedtime late last night. Like nothing big. I was like, here's my ease. This is great because I got junk going on, and bromelain is great for stuff like that. It knocks it out. So I'm taking 4 of those bad boys, and here's my probio 5. I'm taking 4 of these to knock the sucker out. Like that kind of stuff people are curious about. The more education you can give for free, the more people are going to trust you even more. So start sharing those things because you have more knowledge than probably almost everybody else sometimes. And so always overshare, because I feel like we feel like everybody knows that, but not everybody knows that. Not everybody knows, like, who knew that bromelain? Who knows what bromelain is? Do you know where it comes from? Anybody? See? Anna's like, no, I just started. It's awesome. It's great. Bromelain comes from a pineapple, and bromelain is really great when you have congestion and things of that nature. And so, again, I'm sharing something that costs me nothing that just gave Anna something for free. And so this is why it's cool to share those kinds of things as you're learning. Share that in your stories tonight. If you have ease, be like, "Oh my gosh, I just learned about ease and how it has pineapple in it, and it's pretty powerful." It's a great anti-inflammatory or depuffer or whatever you want to say. So I just did late last night, me being quiet, sharing what I'm taking, why magnesium is good, all of that. So if you go over here, you're going to see your viewed people. You're going to click on that. Oh goodness, and it's going to pop up this. Right now, I only have 24. You're going to go to your viewers, and then that's where you're going to see all the people that have been viewing your stories. And so I try to kind of see who's consistent, who might have been a one swiper, and then who would actually be watching every single story. And so those are the ones I'm starting to like write down. Oh, my realtor has watched like 2 of them. So like my realtor that sold us our land, he's watching like several of these right now. So those are really key to kind of start keeping track of who's following more than one story. If you're only posting one story, this is why I post a couple, because the people that are hanging around really want to know more content. And so that's the people that I'm gonna really start having those conversations with.
Fine.
In the chat
Captain.
to do what? Did somebody call me? No. Okay, in the chat, I would love to know how this is like, is this eye-opening to you guys? Are you loving this? That you're like, wow, I didn't realize all these people I was forgetting. Or, oh, goodness, these are awesome. I had no idea. How is this going for you so far? Because I know when I did it, oh, so Cassie, you don't say, hey, thanks for checking out my stories. I typically don't. I've done that once before, Amber, where and she was asking, do you not call out like, hey, thanks for watching my stories? I know some people do. I have done that once and they were like, you can see that I'm watching your stories. And it kind of like weirded them out. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that anymore. So again, it's to each their own. You can, if you know the person, and be like, girl, I see you fall. I mean, it depends, right? Like somebody I could totally like Julia. I'd be like, girl, I know you're stalking me. I see you. I can do that to her. But like certain people, there's no way I won't do that again. I'll be like, you know what? You came to my mind. How the heck are you? How are you doing? Tell me what's going on in your life. That's kind of how I do it. Unless I can like, if it was you, Amber, like, girl, what you doing? What you painting now? Tell me what I see you creeping on my stories. You know what I mean? So it's just different. I could do that with you. Just depends on the people. Um, yes, Anna, yes, make more stories. The one thing that I have found is that people want to see your face. You could put graphics and stuff all day long, and sometimes I do. Like I put chromium. And the longer you do this, you guys, here's another trick. A lot of you in here for years like me too, okay? Go to your memories and start reposting your memories. Copy, paste it. This chromium one was something I posted pre Cassie that didn't, I was doing graphics every single post. Oh, this chromium one I posted a long time ago, and it talks about chromium deficiency. And I'm like, oh, that's a good one for my stories. And so in my stories, I have that right now. And so I try to reshare. I don't usually hit like share my memories. I might re-comment on a memory if it's a real, not a real, a like a live. Me and Carissa went live, I don't know how many years ago, and I commented on that today because I thought, oh, that'll bump it. But it's like if I reshare it, Facebook is like not favorable on resharing. But for some reason, I'm seeing that if I comment on an older post, then people are still are seeing that again. Um, but I try not to do that. Or and then in memories though, if I'm like, wow, that was actually a good post. Great. Nobody probably saw it 4 years ago or 5 years ago. And if they did, they're not going to remember that you posted it 4 or 5 years ago. Repost that sucker. That is the best thing because if you feel like I don't have anything to post today and you're like, oh, let me go check my memories. You've got all kinds of great posts that you can do from years on out. But yeah, Anna, start just like anytime you see stuff, I start following certain people and I screenshot, and this is for anybody new. If you don't know screenshot, I screenshot certain people's stories and I'll just reshare them into my own if it's great graphics or anything like that. Um, because if there's good content, I want to share that too. Um, okay. Hopefully you're caught up on that. So stories, you've chatted hopefully with a few people, all of that. Hopefully this is helpful because the next thing that I want to know that you guys have been doing or are doing is in the chat in the beginning. I asked you to kind of see where your number is right now. I want to know on the 30th where you want to be on the 30th. Not like, I hope I'm going to try, where you are going to be on the 30th. There is a great book called 10X, and it is a powerful book, and I'm reading it right now. And, we can all try for things, right? But are we actually doing the things? Do we want this? Do we really want this badly? Because if I want something badly, I'm going to work my hardest out. If I want to try on something, it's going to be a different response, right? No brainer, gold. Oh my gosh, I already love this Anna girl. Um, can everybody see her comment? And she just started, you guys. I hope all of you that have been in this for years are like, psh, no brainer, emerald, psh, no brainer, senior silver, or ruby, or senior ruby, or whatever. Gold, whoever iPhone is, you're going for gold too. Y'all should power up. Senior ruby, Gina, yeah, girl. Come on, people. Jacqueline, 175 points. And here's the thing, it can even just be points. Like you want to hit and get to that in between of wherever you're going. Like it doesn't matter. You set the pace to your business. Brooke, Ruby, Angie, 200 points. We have Megan, senior silver. Oh, this is Hannah Clark. So my iPhone girl is Hannah Clark and she is going gold. Um, Jacqueline, I'm hitting first time gold. Nice. Oh, people are still coming in. Let me add Claudia. Okay, Tara, gold. Okay, now you should know how many orders do you get to bless people with? Like, who are these people you're blessing right now? How many orders do you need to get to that goal? Do you know how to do that? And if you do, I want you to shout it out in the chat. Like, I need 10 orders. I need 30 orders. I need 100 orders. Whatever that looks like, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just put it in there. Where do you need to be by the 30th? Brooke has 46. All right. Gina is 69 to senior Ruby. Awesome. I'm loving these. Gold is Jennifer Hilton. Okay, I want to see now if you're hitting gold, Jennifer. I don't know if you know, like if you're brand new, you might not know how to do this. And some of you newer ones, gold is 100 points. So if you're at 30, then 30 minus 100, you'll figure out how many orders you need from that. 21 to senior gold. Stephanie, nice. Lawson is 42 to re-rank Ruby. Tara is 10 orders. Nice. Okay, here's the thing. I want you all to have the same umpkin, whatever that Anna had. Like, gold, like it's happening, right? All of us should have that same feeling. I just love her already. I'm just going to keep calling her out. I'm so sorry. I'm Cassie. Nice to meet you. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. But I think we all need to have that. We all need to have that one person that has sometimes more confidence and than we do, because it really empowers us, and it really showcases where we need to be in our thoughts and our emotions right now too. And so, Umpkin, yeah, I know. I can't think. I am on like no sleep, Carissa. And so I'm on like two actives and an edge to get on this call. So it's all good. Umpkin, bumpkin, who knows what's going to come out. Okay. But what is powerful is when you know where you're going to go. Now, the next thing is you really need to start laying these out. Who are these people now? If you all have a team, if you're not laying this out and have a plan, you guys, today's the day. Don't make tomorrow like I'll get it to it tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow is going to be gone by tomorrow, right? You're not going to have much more time. And so get a board or get a piece of paper, and I want you to start getting into your back office right now. And like the newer people, if you have like one or two people, like my Megan girl, she went fast start silver. She's going for fast start senior silver. I'm going to be like, girl, let's get Mariah silver. Let's get your sister silver. Like all these people, we're going to look at who can have one person. One person grabbed a reset because no code is going to be left behind right now. And we're going to start those conversations with them. So right now, I want you to look in your back office, like who can you help add one person? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people on mine that I'm going to have them either add 3 or add 1. And so I'm like, okay, that's where a lot of my points are going to come from, because I'm going to be intentionally reaching out to all these new people and having them use their reset, or asking if they know one person that needs these products as much as they've seen incredible results. Because why should we shy away from this? Why can't we be helping people with this? And so we're going to be looking at that. She needs 2 more to see. Megan knows this. So Megan, we just need to get Mariah to then see who her 2 people are. Um, the thing is I think sometimes, like if I'm talking to Michelle and she's like, yeah, I think I might know somebody, you almost have to handhold a little bit longer. You can't expect them to know what to do. You're going to have to be like, okay, Michelle, awesome. I know you might not know of anybody yet. It sounds like you know a Laura or whatever. What if I did a quick messenger event for you? You just invite people, and then I share my story. You share what you're loving about the products already. How does that feel? How's Thursday at 7 p.m.? I have found when I add a date and a time to something, people are more likely to say yes than me like, hey, can I do a messenger event for you? Sure. There's no date or time though. And so most people are like, yeah, like, okay. So when I say something like, hey, Tara, would love to do a messenger event or a Zoom call like, this, and share my testimony, and you can have your friends and your family come. I'll even do a Amazon gift card for those coming. How does Thursday at 7 p.m.? Does that work for you? Even if it's only 1 to 3 people, it's great. Do you think you can bring 1 to 3 people? Awesome. You just had one person possibly say here, because you never know, even 1 to 3 people, you might have one person decide to order something that night because they came to the call. Um, so look through your back office right now, and you're going to see who you can help add one person to, or help them go silver. That's the biggest stuff right now. New people are a breath of fresh air. And so start loving on your new people. Let's see. Gina. It's on. There's your challenge. Cassie just challenged you. You're doing a Zoom call. So in the chat, if you're watching the recording, you just saw my face where I was like, so Gina just said she's never done a Zoom call. And so she's been so focused on sip and sees though, which are great. Sip and sees, I feel like a lot of people are loving in-person stuff right now. Do not get me wrong. For me, I have people from all over because we've moved so many times. I can't get people to sip and sees really. And so that's why we do every single Thursday, we've been doing a Zoom, and other people, like I have different leaders, we're all taking turns leading them. And then I try to encourage them to have one of their brand new people share. So, like when I did mine and I was in charge of mine, I had two of my girls. Megan was one of them, and then Ashley, and both of them shared their stories that night. One, when you do that, it empowers them to then start seeing themselves as what you're doing. It helps empower them to start leading. You're allowing them to start doing things that you're doing. Because if you continue to do it all, how are they ever going to learn, right? And so I love having brand new people start sharing. I'm like, girl, don't overstress. It's your people anyway that you're inviting to the call. Come on, bring your friends, right? And so then they don't have to worry about it too much of like, oh, I'm terrified of talking. It's fine. I'm going to help you. We'll have a dialogue. Like, I'll just ask you questions like, hey, Megan, it looks like you started, last month. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Just start conversation then. But Zoom calls are powerful. I mean, think of all the ones that we go to when we hear testimonies. It really makes a difference. So there's your Gina by the end of the week. You need to get a Zoom event. That's for everybody. We should all challenge all of us to do this. Okay. Keep doing that for a few more minutes and see who you can help right now. Add one or go silver and do a messenger event or Zoom event for. And the great topic you can even say to them is like, girl, I know you got a reset code. Let's find somebody to use it. And if they're like, but I don't know who to give it to, that's okay. We'll just do a drawing for the people that come to the Zoom call. You do a wheel, like a random wheel. So then she doesn't feel bad that her bestie doesn't have it. It's like whoever comes to the call gets a free reset code. Woohoo, right? You put everybody into the drawing and then you hit the reset code while you're or not the reset code, the wheel while you're live right here on Zoom, and then it randomly picks somebody. So then she doesn't feel bad picking the person that should like she feels like should get it. It's randomly picked for her. So there's that too. So no code left behind. Huge. Yeah, Anna. So she has three people. Obviously, she signed three people last month. All those people have codes. Here's the thing. When you get started, you're going to have people like, no, I don't want to share it with anybody. I'm just going to be a silent product taker and whatever, right? You're going to have those people, and that's okay. So then you're like, okay, Billy Bob, can I use your code then? Can you send that to me so I can find somebody that could be, use that because it ends at the end of the month and I would hate for that $89 value to go to waste. And so if you know that you know that you know, and you've already tried that these people are not going to share their code, they're not going to find somebody, then that's when you're like, can I have it, please? So use that too. I have more with codes, but those will be the ones to go silver. Gotcha. Um, but see, do you see how Anna's already planning it out? She already knows who's the three she's going to help go silver. And it's the three that she signed last month. If you guys are doing this business for more than a week or more than a month, it is really powerful to really have that mindset of every single person you help come in, you need to have the business conversation with. If you're not, then your business is not going to take off. You're going to have a ton of product takers and you're always going to be the one doing the work. Was something a switch that I have definitely done the last 2-ish years? I feel like, Carissa, about 2-ish. I have definitely focused more on business than I have products. And that's what's brought me a lot more business builders in my business. But I'm also being pickier, you guys, on who's on my team. It sounds horrible, but it's really not because I want kingdom people. I want people that already love Christ. I don't have to shy away from, or I have to worry about, can I pray out loud or whatever? No, I want the people that are I'm going to be able to worship with or worship alongside and things of that nature and that are kingdom oriented. And so that has been a true focus of mine. So everybody that I reach out for the business, I bring that stuff up like, "Oh my gosh, I could see you doing this. I could see you helping with worship and leading people to Christ more because they're feeling better and all these beautiful things." It has been powerful when I bring it business wise this way. And then if they're like, no, I just don't want to yet. Okay, great. Well, tell me a little bit about your health. Like, how's your health going? So then it's a lot easier to transition to health if they're not ready yet for the business. Julia is a prime example of a 6 years of like doing this. And then finally she came around. If you're not tapping or loving often to people that you know you want to do this with, they will not come back to you. You think they will, but they won't. I saw two people this week and I'm like, dang it, I forgot to tap back in. And both of those people now, one reached back out to me. She's like, Cassie, I knew I had to come to you. I just want to let you know my friend blessed me with a triplex for my baby shower, and she's my best friend, and she's just getting started in Plexus. And I think I'm going to get back into it and do the business and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm happy for you. Really happy for you. I'm excited. Ah! And I'm like, dang it. And she is a rock star. Somebody on Instagram that we have been just loving each other for years. But since her pregnancy, it's been about 6 months or so, I've not tapped back in. Either way, God has her reason and her timing to be with the person she's with now. Then I saw another one that I went to high school with, and she's doing another company. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to reach back out to her too. This is why it is good to constantly reach out because you never know when is their time. One of my girls today was like, "How do you know when you're not being pushy or, bugging them too much?" If it's the right person, Julia would have blocked me a long time ago, but she's the right person. She didn't block me. I bugged her for 6 years. So like you just know. I mean, Megan, prime example. I didn't even really I didn't even bug you, Megan. Like I just kept chatting, I think, and she kept following my stories and everything. And then here she is a year later. So you just never know. Love this. Oh, that is what I struggle with. What? So Rachel, is your struggle with like tapping back in? Is that what you're meaning? I can't find you on here. So just yes or no. I'm like, where's Rachel on here? Either way. Okay. Next, we have a few more minutes. Um, How is everybody doing first? Yes, I'm kind of afraid I'll drive them crazy. Girl, I promise you, when you let go of that people pleasing, it is the best thing. You get so much relief and so much more confident in knowing you have something incredible to offer. If they do not like you tapping in with them often and just saying like, girl, you sure? I would love to have you in Vegas with me. It's $25 ticket right now. You should come. They're not your people anyway. Why would you want to keep bugging them if they're not your people then? I will bug the people like crazy that I want to do this with. And trust me, I am. I am. Um, so just remember that. Like, do you want to bug the people that you love? Or do you want to keep having the people that you don't know if you really want on this business anyway? If people are annoyed by real raw Cassie, then I don't know if I want them with my umpkin and pumpkins and dumpkins, right? And the words that I randomly say. That they can't handle that, then I'm sorry. I'm gonna start bugging more. Good for you, Rachel. Good for you. Bug more. Both of you had challenges. Gina's gonna be doing a Zoom event. Who else is doing a Zoom event? I want to know who hasn't done a Zoom event. Because that could be your challenge by the 30th. Like, that is your challenge by the 30th. Do a Zoom event. I don't care if you started 6 weeks ago or 7 months ago and you've not done one. When I first got started, I was doing so much on me. Like I did a Zoom event. I hosted a sip and see because I wanted this. I wanted this. So how bad do you want this? Do you actually want this? Because if you actually want this, you're going to do whatever it takes to hit your goals by the 30th. And it might take you doing a Zoom event. It might take you doing a Zoom event and another sip and see. I don't care if nobody came to your sip and see last time. Maybe it's like, but we'll try again. And you have one person show up to that sip and see that didn't show up to your first sip and see. That one person could be the person that could like go silver tomorrow because you opened your home to somebody to come and hear what these products are about. Change bugging more to blessing more. Yes. Boom. See, Michelle. So I love you. Exactly. We have had the hashtag on our team, blessed one, for years now, because I realize every time we say we're blessing somebody, it changes the fact that like, oh, I need one more order. No, we just bless somebody. Like, heck yeah. We are blessing people that are literally praying for different changes and different answers. Think about where you were way before you got started with Plexus, 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 months ago. You were probably praying for this as well. And aren't you glad somebody bugged you or blessed you by saying hello or asking you about what these products could do for you too? I did a live event after my sip and see and share or sip and share. Awesome. Has anybody thought about, here's another idea. Here's all the ideas tonight. Why not? Because I just want you to hit your goals this month. Another idea is I empower you to do a live. And has anybody ever done a live where you're interviewing somebody else, where you bring somebody else on? If you haven't, I highly recommend you guys doing that. Like interview somebody, find somebody that's on here and be like, oh my gosh, I need people to hear your story. And you just say, I just need 5 minutes. Are you free tomorrow so we could do like a dual live? Testimonies are powerful. And that's where most people on my team come from, is when they see a testimony. Okay. Is this helpful? Is anybody getting great ideas? You're like getting monumental, like, wow, I'm gonna hit my goals by the 30th because I now have ideas and I'm gonna like run with this kind of stuff. Is this helpful? Julia's like, I shared my testimony in my comments so people could see. That's good too. I love it. Yeah, do something different. Because here's the thing, if you've been doing this long enough and you're doing the same old things every single time, you have to change it up or you're going to keep getting what they say, the same results, right? That's like me. If I'm going to keep going to the gym and I do the same thing every single time, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And so you've got to switch things up. Maybe that is doing a dual live. Maybe that's doing a Zoom. Maybe that's doing a sip and see. Whatever you aren't doing or haven't done, that's maybe what you need to do now. Live interview. Can't wait to listen to the recording. I got on late. Okay. Yeah, definitely listen. Okay. So the next thing, we only have a little bit longer, not too much, but enough to where I want to kind of get a vision of how many people were added to your team last month. And so if you should know this, how many people were added to your team last month? Put it in the chat. I don't care if it's one. Don't shy away. It's okay. If you added one, great. One person was awesomely blessed last month because of you. So how many people on your team last month were added? Put that in the chat, please. Okay. They're finally coming in. All right. 15, 4, 17, 12. Added a level 3 and 4. Nice. Oh, there's 6. Nice. 8. 12. And if you're like, I don't know, you guys, this is something you've got to
My dad said
and start recognizing. These are things you need to, like, every day. I'm even tracking my points. Nothing fancy, you guys. It's just on my laptop. Every day I check in and it's on the notebook or whatever in here. And I'm like, The April 23rd, we've added 15. 5 were converted to ambassador. Here's my convention credits. Because then I'm seeing where my convention credits. Wow, we jumped 100 points. Or wow, we just jumped to 45. Or wow, like we've added 2 people in 2 days or whatever. It really kind of helps you keep track when you start tracking all things, not just one thing. Should I just Google how do you collaborate live? You totally can. You might even just practice inside of a closed group. I know that that's what some of us did a long time ago, where you create your own group and you go live in there, and then you have somebody go in there as like a tester group and just practice that way if you need to. Or you know what? Do it anyway. And if people start watching and you fumble all over yourself, guess what? You're an authentic, real person, because almost all of us probably would have done that too, right? And so I think sometimes we overthink that it has to be done well. It could start stumbly, because that's just who we are. I feel like sometimes we show up on Instagram or Facebook as this picture perfect person, but yet here we are trying to figure out a live. Tell people that. I like that idea, so I can get nervous on Plex. I get so nervous on Plexus Lives. Don't we all? I mean, all of us have, all of us have been live doing, or I mean, scared doing something different. I mean, I remember when I had to post I did a book study. I think Jessica or Carissa, I can't remember who, long time ago. Okay. 8 years ago. I had to do a book club, and then I had to share this is before live. I had to share my takeaways from the book, and I had to post it into my group. I cried after I hit post because I was so terrified of what people were going to think of me on my team. On my team. So you just have to do it scared, and you just have to do it. And you have to hit like go and done, and then like walk away. I had somebody tell me, like, I just hate hearing my voice, so I never send voice messages. I was like, who has time to re-listen to their voice messages? I don't. I hit send and go. Like, who cares what you sound like? It does not matter. Okay. All right. Last thing. So if everybody knows how many people were added to your team, this is why I asked you. That is 4 codes. That is 17 codes. That is 12 codes. That's 15 codes. Those are codes that should not be left undone. And so what I want you to do for the last 4 minutes is start reaching out to those people that you know. And if you're on my team, I can tell you who all has a code. If you're on Carissa, she posted some graphics on her page. I don't know if Megan did. She probably did too, or Megan could tell you. If not, you might know who are on your team that were added last month anyway. We're going to reach out to those people. And I mean, this is all that I did when I reached out. Let me find it. Hey girl, did you get an email from Plexus with a code to share a free reset with somebody? I didn't want you to miss out on that, because that's a huge $89 savings that you could bless somebody this week with. And like, I put a question mark. Like, this is huge. It ends this week. And so I already got a reply. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. It's free. Like, can I give it to my husband? Heck yeah. That's your +1 then, right? Most people don't think that it can't be their spouse. Yes, it can be. Have him use your link, have him sign up, have him buy a reset, or I mean a triplex or something to that nature. There's the +1. Then they get the product credit or the ambassador money, depending on what they want. And then sometimes that sparks like, that's it. Why did they just send me $35 or $25 or $20, whatever it is. You're like, oh, that's how the referral program works. Oh, that was that. Yeah, that's easy. You know what? If you actually add 6 this month, you get a free walking pad. So, like, don't shy away from what this business can do and how easy it is. And so I pray you have talked to somebody about this walking pad. Like, and if you haven't, that's your next challenge. Who in the chat has talked to somebody about the walking pad? Okay. I like the hands up. All right. All right. Brooke, I'm loving your robe right now. I wish I had mine on. It's upstairs. Mine's bright pink, and I didn't have time to grab it yet. I'm a robe kind of girl. Robe tribe. All right. Um, what happens with the resets of accounts that turn Julia? What?
It's the person that I've been basically, she doesn't need to be taking the products. She needs to, but she's not ready. And we've had lots of conversation. And so she must have gone on and terminated. I didn't realize she terminated.
So then
So
you
what
grab the
happens to
reset
those
code
resets?
you get it from her if she's willing to give it to you.
She won't even talk to me. So I don't think there will be.
Carissa, is there any way that we can get that code? I don't know if
I wonder if we could, you could like in your email for her old ID before she terminated, or we could do phone number, email, and her name and ask them to please send us her code.
Okay.
Text that to me, and I will ask the Diamond Experience partners to send us her code.
Okay. I can do that. Thanks.
and think about that. If you know of somebody that's like cray cray and they're making a bad decision, it's their decision, right? Their choice. They can do whatever they want. But now we get to bless somebody else with that code. Don't ever shy away from like blessing somebody else with that code. And so that's huge. So right now, the last few minutes, we're going to just reach out and make sure that no code is left behind. And those people know that they got an email. Sometimes it's like, girl, did you just get the free reset code in your email? I don't want you to miss it. And you just like wait hanging and wait for them to reply. Because most times they're not checking their emails. I barely check mine too. So reach out and let them know they have an email that they need to get like checked and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, but see, Megan, now with yours, both of you and Julia can reuse that reset code for somebody that's going to be blessed by it. So that's the huge thing. Off topic, does anybody know of a hairdresser salon owner business testimony? Yeah, Kinley, hairdresser. Kinley, no, the Julia,
Severance.
Severance. Thank you. She like went diamond in like 2 days. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I might have a little animosity to it, but it's fine. I'm just kidding. I love her, but like, I want a salon business now so that I can go diamond tomorrow too. But anyway. Okay. I'm hoping you guys are loving this. We have about 1 more minute because we started about 2 minutes off because I realized that the graphic had my Zoom link. And so I'm grateful that you guys popped on and came on to this one and rocked out this hour with us. I really hope that this was very helpful for you, but I want you to have the same convictions that you're going to hit your goals, like several people that said in this chat. If you have any doubt, then it's not going to happen. Any choice is up to you. You have the choice to change the trajectory of where you're going to be on the 30th. Are you going to keep this as a hobby or are you going to keep this as a career change? Are you going to keep this as like, I'm going to be sitting and I'm going to schedule out time to make this business work? Or are you going to be like, oh, but I have track and all these things? Well, then this business isn't going to work the way that you want it to. You say you want these on the 30th, but do you really? And so sometimes, even as like somebody past me, I would continually say yes to things. And then obviously the needle wouldn't move as fast as what I would want. You have to create boundaries for the goals that you're wanting for your family. And I will say the best thing that I ever did was starting to say no to things that didn't align with what my family goals had. And as hard as that can be sometimes, it might be saying no to like, even to my kids, like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be driving. We live out in the boonies. I'm not going to be driving and doing all these kids events. We'll do one, but I'm not doing 100, or I'm not doing all these extras. Like you want to go here and you want to go here and there. No, let's do one, because you have to fill up, because when you're filling the time in for this, you're going to have a lot more memories and time for the things that you want in this, because you're going to have the income to do more when you say no to more right now. Doesn't mean a forever thing. It just means a right now thing. And so, yeah, diamond in 2 days. Yes. So here's the thing. I don't care what worship music you need to hear, what you need to plaster out that you're going to hit your goals. You have to believe it, because if you have any doubt and you believe that your team is going to get you there, your team follows you and you alone. So how are you going to set the tone for your team? I'm going to sit in that for a second. How are you going to set the tone for your team? Because I pray I see you guys senior silver. I pray I see some senior rubies. I pray I see some golds and everything on the 30th, where this month we have more congratulations than we had last month. Because it can still be an incredible month. It's just up to you. We have all the reset codes. Let's use them. Let's rock them out. Thank you guys for coming. I hope this was awesome for you guys. You got some great things, but every single day, start tracking your points, start seeing who's liking and watching your stuff. And I promise you, you're going to have a lot more conversations than what you would have had yesterday when you didn't know these things. So thank you guys for coming. Go rock it out and get some more work done.
Thank you, Cassie.
You're welcome.
Happy EOM, everybody.
Yeah, let's do it.